Ho, ho, ho! It's me, Santa Claus! I'm here to talk to you because Nathan and AJ are busy in their own little workshop putting together the most ambitious holiday special yet. They'll be back in a couple of weeks. In the meantime, I wanted all you good little boys and girls out there to have something to listen to this week. So I talked to Nathan and AJ and convinced them to release one of their favorite episodes from behind the paywall. If you like this, go to patreon.com/we don't have a podcast yet and sign up to support the show. Oh no, Mrs. Claus is home. She hears me recording this message. This is so embarrassing. Ho, ho, ho.
Hello.
Hello?
And welcome to the Time Garage, a sleep podcast. I'm your host. That's your other host.
I'm the other host.
Our names aren't important.
Are you asleep yet?
What's important is you're going to meet the Sandman.
You've got your blanket and your pillow inside of your time car, which is nestled ever so snugly inside of the Time Garage.
In the Time Garage, there's a blanket that pulls up over the car, and the new tires go on a little pillow, and then there's a big alarm clock for the car, and it's time for the car to wake up. The car's mom will come in the morning and be like, "Get out of bed, you lazy bones."
It's time to eat your car oatmeal.
She gets madder and madder.
Cars eat with their mouth, which is under the hood.
Sometimes it's the bumper, sometimes it's the hood.
Seems backwards. A car eating with its bumper is like shoving food up a car's butt.
Well, I meant the front bumper.
Oh.
But that's okay.
I meant the back bumper. The butt bumper.
I hope you're relaxed, thinking about that car, putting car oatmeal in his car butt.
It's not time for the car oatmeal right now, though. It's time for the car bedtime. You know what helps my car go to sleep?
It's time for the car to go to bed. Oh yeah, what's that?
Singing softly to it. Songs about all the fun that my car had during its day.
Oh, what kind of stuff did your car get into?
Well, do you remember when you ran over that curb? Ka-chunk, ka-chunk? That wasn't very much fun. But remember when I really opened you up on that straightaway and we got up to 120 miles an hour? That was fun too. And then we hit that deer. And it was time for the deer to go to sleep too.
Just like the deer, now it's time for us in our time cars to go to sleep. And when we sleep, that's when our cars travel back in time.
The days of yore.
And as you're falling asleep, I want you to relax your arms and your legs. Feel the relaxation travel out to your tips of your fingers and your toes. I want you to take your right hand and I want you to wave it in front of you and make sure that there's not a steering wheel there, because if you're falling asleep in the real car, that's a problem.
This is a test! Wake up!
Wake up! The fumes! They're seeping in.
Don't let your mind wander to thoughts of Napoleon Bonaparte driving a Chevy Cavalier. Now's not the time for that nonsense.
You have to get out of there. It's poison gas filling the room. All right, now for everyone else.
That was for hopefully a very small percentage of our listenership.
That's right. Now we've got all the phonies out. Now we can get down to business. Where is the time car going today?
Wherever it wants. Should we ask the time car where it would like to go?
Let's ask the time car.
Time car?
Time car.
Where would you like to go? When would you like to be?
Now, do you think that it's a problem for the time car to try and imagine? What if he wants to travel back in time to a time before cars?
I think that's mostly where he'd like to go. Can you imagine how beneficial the time car could be to those poor carless people in the Stone Age and Bronze Age and just generally pre-industrial era Earth? You imagine a caveman in a monster truck?
Oh my goodness, that's where we're going today. Hop into your time car.
No.
Today we're exploring what would happen if a caveman got a hold of Gravedigger. We're traveling all the way back.
Yeah. First and foremost,
to the
we would
caveman
have to
times.
explain to the caveman the wonders of the internal combustion engine, because to this point, he's only known cars that he had to push along with his own stubby legs.
That's right. So we're gonna have to. We explained to the caveman about combustion, like fire. But to the caveman, fire comes from the Thunderbird, who drops his glowing, jagged eggs onto the ground, igniting dry grasses and old deadwood. So this chariot runs on lightning, he says to you.
And I give him an affirmative nod that translates down through the eons. Cavemen also give each other thumbs up and high five.
And all the cavemen do. They all turn to each other and high five. And then they all extend a hand out to you. And you run down the line of cavemen, high-fiving every single one. Every single high five as you run along the line of cavemen. It makes great, meaty, slapping connection. None of them feel weak. And you're maintaining eye contact with each caveman, not even looking down at your hand as you do it. The cavemen, as they watch you, they become inspired. They begin to stand up straighter. Their hunching shoulders push back and their broad chests protrude out. Your high fives have turned these Neanderthals into Homo habilis. And now they're bringing out they have a big fire. And they have a brontosaurus, and they cook them over the fire for you. A feast in your honor.
At this point, have the cavemen circled up, or are they still in one very, very long line from when I was high-fiving them?
Still in one long line. Goes all the way around.
I would like to run to the most distant caveman and give him my brontosaurus meat, because I feel like he must be most hungry of all, because he walked so far away.
It's truly, and lo, AJ says unto thee, caveman, truly the last shall be the first to get a helping of brontosaurus barbecue.
I think that he should get the rib tips. It's a good part.
And so he shall, forever and ever. Amen.
I think we've gotten things
Now we have to
started
get-
well in this excursion through the time garage.
Yeah, let's hop back in the time car. Where are we going next?
Now is the time car? Can it shift its corporeal form? What can?
No, it remains a car.
Well, does it remain Gravedigger, or could it possibly be any?
Oh,
car?
that's right. I forgot. It's Gravedigger. We just explained it to the cavemen. We didn't even take them for a ride or anything. Probably would have been too much. They,
Yeah, I mean, what was most important to me was the high fives, that everybody got part of the Brontosaurus, and that they were impressed with my bitchin' ride.
Yeah. I'm afraid it has to remain Gravedigger.
Okay.
You knew the rules when you signed up for this.
I chose Gravedigger, but it also feels like Gravedigger chose me.
So, the clock, it travels forward. Millions and millions of years. Until finally, we arrive at the year 0. Or 1, I guess. It's a cold December 24th. And no one's calling it Christmas Eve on this night.
They haven't even officially
No, it's just another...
named this year 1 yet, because
They don't know
didn't
what's
know
about
about
to
calendars yet. That hadn't been invented.
They were like, boy, it's weird how the years, they're counting down here in BC times. Huh? What do you think's going to happen when we get to the end of these numbers?
What's the deal with that? It's a little bit ominous, don't you think?
What's the deal with this calendar?
Do you think that year 1 Jerry Seinfeld was permitted to speak truth to power? Could he rip on Herod and get away with it?
Yes, actually, Herod and year 1 Jerry Seinfeld were good friends, and both feared the birth of Christ for the same reason. Both being scared of being dethroned as the king of the Jews. And so, behind the wheel of Gravedigger, you descend on the little town of Bethlehem.
And I do some donuts there.
We just tear around, just doing bitchin' donuts all around a shepherd's field. Shepherds are getting totally douched with mud. You laugh and laugh. Snagglepuss is there riding shotgun. He's laughing too.
He keeps saying, exit, stage left even. And so I keep doing left, and more and more donuts are had.
But then you spy a bright light in the night sky. It's the Christmas star. And what's this? 3 wise men on camels. They've traveled from the Orient to come see the little Lord King. You do sick burnout and totally douche them with mud too. You're really making up for forgetting about the car being Gravedigger when you were in caveman time.
It's true.
Everybody's just getting douched with mud.
I do believe at one point in time, it was down to we're either going to name this wonderful truck Gravedigger or the Mud Douche, and they went with Gravedigger. Something gets a mistake. I'm not one of them. I think that giving like such a somber name to such an imposing vehicle inspires awe. Mud Douche does not inspire awe. It's just a visceral fun.
Yeah. It's a little tacky. Our work here is done. We're getting back into the
those magi are fully douched. Our work here is done.
We got what we came for. And away we go to the Renaissance. Oh, it was a hard time. We had Robin Hood and Little John and all the monks, but now the Enlightenment is here. People are doing a lot of fancy sculptures and paintings.
Are they nudie pictures?
And you know what? They are, because of a newfound fascination with the internal workings of human anatomy. That's right. It's Leonardo da Vinci.
Ooh.
He needs to steal cadavers, as the Catholic Church still rules supreme during the Renaissance, and it's frowned on to desecrate a dead body, but Da Vinci needs those bodies, and here we are.
I would like to.
We've got a truck called the Gravedigger.
Now, thus far, we've only used our Gravedigger to douche suckers with mud. Are we going to use the truck to for violent? Are we going to use the Gravedigger as a weapon?
A weapon, no. Violent, yes. As everything that the Gravedigger does is violent. It doesn't make it any less artistic. Some could say that, Rob Zombie's music is both artistic and violent. And just like Rob Zombie, we are going to be digging through the ditches and burning through the winches.
And we're gonna take Leo along for the ride.
That's right. We're taking him. Leonardo da Vinci. He hops in. We tell Snagglepuss to sit tight during the Renaissance.
Yeah. He fits in there.
He meets up with Shakespeare. They have a grand old time just exiting the stage to the left and to the
right. Shakespeare sets him up and Snagglepuss knocks him down. He follows those stage directions.
He's made for that frilly collar. And so Leonardo da Vinci hops into the shotgun seat of Gravedigger. And he straps on. He's got like one of those real fancy harnesses for, racing or whatever, where it's like suspenders. There's a seatbelt on both sides. That way, if we take a spill, he'll be fine. We tear ass through an old cemetery.
Ooh.
Just drop it into into the 4 low setting on the all-wheel drive shifter.
Do you
And
think
then we're just going to let Gravedigger do what he does best. Dig up all those corpses for Leonardo da Vinci to study their fats and muscles and sinews. And he'll look at all the little penises and vaginas. And learn how to draw them exactly wrong all of the time.
Now, I believe it's very important that we're getting Leonardo da Vinci the education that he needs. But I secretly hope that his experience with Gravedigger allows him to design a cooler mode of transport than his helicopter, which would not work. Perhaps we could get a design for a Renaissance-era monster truck instead.
Maybe we get Leonardo DiCaprio to attach kind of a weird paper and wood corkscrew whirlybird attachment to the top of Gravedigger, and then like some paper bat wings on the sides.
Oh.
So that the Gravedigger can take to the skies.
Now that is a wonderful thought, because until now we were beholden to some very shitty roads, and in caveman times there were no roads. Now where we're going, we won't need roads, because we have shitty whirlybird batwing flap 'em ups
and a corkscrew on the top. Leonardo also installs pedals, because we forgot to explain about combustion to him. And so the people of the Renaissance are sadly deprived of internal combustion. We could have given it to them, but we were...
Well, in a sense,
we weren't bothered to...
We did. We put that spark in that first caveman's mind. So, throughout human history, our influence is known. It's just been percolating. Takes a while.
Yeah.
I mean, these fellas had to crawl so that we could fly in Gravedigger.
Now we're heading back into the time Gravedigger. We're traveling forward. It's the 1400s. Spain and Portugal are in a bitter battle for supremacy of the seas. A man named Vasco da Gama is friends with Christopher Columbus.
They have a friendly rivalry that is about to become a little less friendly.
That's right. Christopher Columbus believes that he can sail all the way to India by going in the wrong direction.
They have a bet, and they start from the same point. Da Gama goes west. Columbus goes east. They plan to meet in the middle.
Columbus chose wisely, as it was mostly land to the west.
He's inspired by the vision of a bat-winged flying truck to make a boat with wheels.
He gets about 12 feet in, and the whole thing just tips over.
Oh, that's how the cookie crumbles, I guess. The winds of change are a-blowin'. Poor Da Gama, expecting to meet me in the middle, will inevitably have to circumnavigate the globe.
He sailed directly inland to Barcelona.
He's just having some Well, what do they have in Barcelona? They're probably drinking wine, right? That wine country?
I know they have
Sangria?
bulls, sangria, a lot of muggings, I hear.
All the things that Ernest Hemingway loved. But the time for that is not now.
So imagine you're in Gravedigger, and it's 1400 Spain, and you're just doing donuts,
Again.
doing burnouts, and rolling coal all over King Ferdinand.
Does Ferdinand look like a little, insignificant nothing? Is Isabella embarrassed to be seen with him now? Have I fully shamed him?
They invite you and your wonderful contraption to their court, and you invite them to look right into the smokestacks, and then you just drop it into neutral, give it a good rev, let them taste diesel.
Yeah. I know that they want to steal Gravedigger. I wasn't born yesterday.
Their hair is blown back, and their faces are covered in soot, except for their eyes. Oh, they say. And then you tear ass out of there. You hook a winch up to the Vasco da Gama's boat that's stuck on the beach, and you pull it out. You turn him around, you say, "Hey, the new world is that away, man." And he says, "Mamma mia." It was the first time anyone had ever said that.
No, Da Gama, I'm not your mother. I'm the pilot of Gravedigger, motherfucker. Then I slap him on his ass and send him on his way.
Our work here is done.
I just realized, though.
And so it's time to depart. 15th century Spain.
Okay.
What?
Oh, it's
in
the past. Don't worry about it.
Oh, Snagglepuss, we forgot him.
He's happier there.
All right, so now we're departing 15th century Spain.
Are we
before.
dropping off?
A guy comes up to you with a gun, and he says, "Hey, give me your wallet," and you have to do it.
Okay.
You think about how you should have purchased traveler's checks before going on a time journey with the
Is it worth trying to explain to the mugger that I have space dollars and they are no good to him?
No, he accuses you of being a traveling circus homosexual.
Has he seen my truck?
And it doesn't help. He thinks it's a sea monster.
Okay. That works for me.
We have to meet violence with violence. We're taking out a switchblade and we're swinging it at him. Just wild swings. It's enough to frighten him away. And now we're leaving in Gravedigger's giant wood and paper corkscrew top. Whirs into action as its little paper bat wings flap and flap, lifting us up into the air, down below in an infinite sea of wine dark ocean, two little spots on the horizon. Why, it's Christopher and Vasco racing to see who will be the first to ruin the entire other hemisphere of the planet.
Do you think that we should drop off Leonardo
Godspeed,
with
boys.
them? Do you think they'd be good buddies to him?
Oh, yeah, we forgot about him, huh?
He's been so quiet.
He's still in the trunk?
Yeah. He's such
Oh,
a good
okay.
little traveler. He's got his book back there and nary a peep. Just visions of all those vivisected bodies dancing in his head.
Yeah. He's being good. He's got he's got his own little Kindle Fire. He's just been watching YouTube. He's really into Dan TDM.
Well, enough of that. Go hang out with the boat boys.
Now, all right. So now we're moving forward. It's the year 1776. We land on Plymouth Rock. Gravedigger hits the rock a little too hard. We've cracked the radiator
Oh,
on Plymouth Rock.
we're gonna be stuck here a while.
It doesn't look good.
We're gonna.
Just then, you see a friendly gentleman in a tricorn hat.
I say, tally ho,
He
good
says,
sir.
"Are you the British?" He said, "That sounded British. Are you British?"
No,
I'm
man.
supposed to be looking for certain kind of people to be coming.
I tell him I'm looking for his
No,
local
we
blacksmith. You know, I've got to fix this radiator. Gravedigger's my baby.
He says, "Well, I'm a silversmith. Could I be of assistance?"
That's close enough, right? Wouldn't you think?
I think if the bumper is the mouth of the car, then the radiator is the teeth. And sometimes they replace teeth with silver. Though not Paul Revere's time. Mostly it was the teeth of cadavers.
Well, we've already explained to a caveman the wonders of the internal combustion engine. Maybe we can explain to Paul Revere the wonders of silver teeth. You know, cosmetic dentistry.
That's right. But how can we discourage them from just stealing more teeth from cadavers? Maybe it's time to do the one thing that we never thought we'd do and become grave filler. We're just shoveling dirt onto those graves, covering up those cadavers. No, we explain. Werewolves and vampires aren't real. Their fingernails and teeth just continue to grow sometimes after the body dies. We fill in all the graves, being extra careful to place a little bell on each one.
Now I wonder. It is creepy that the fingernails and toenails continue to grow. Why not just snip the tips? Cut them off at the pass. Where you're going, you know, like you aren't going to
Just
need
get
those.
rid of fingertips.
Yeah, you can't take your fingers with you.
Oh, I thought you meant before you die. Prevent all hair and fingernails from growing by, I guess, cutting the ends of your fingers and the top of your head off.
Yeah, just your scalp.
Just
Rip it
scalp
off.
part.
It's not going to hurt at all.
We spent several hours hanging out with Paul Revere and trying to explain how to make teeth out of silver. If only we'd thought to look up how to make teeth out of silver before we left on our time voyage, we think to ourselves.
He's actually probably got a better idea about how to make a silver tooth than I do. I'm future splaining to Paul Revere. He's a silver genius. I feel like a complete asshole, but I've got Gravedigger for that. Gravedigger takes all of my bad feelings away and fills me with good truck feelings.
Paul Revere, he creates the first silver tooth, and he gives it to his good friend, General George Washington. Just one of his front teeth is now gleaming silver. As he charges into battle, the light seems to glint off of his one silver tooth.
It brings about the phrase, "Don't fire until you see the gleam of their silver teeth." At the Battle of Bunker Hill, they were low on ammo, but high on dental fashion.
They say that at Bunker Hill, some of those boys took out their silver teeth and fired them from their guns. They say that's what led to them winning the Battle of Bunker Hill. That's right. Oh no, we've messed with the timeline.
I'm not too worried about it.
Oh, how will this play out?
These things tend to work themselves out.
Yeah.
Now, as long as Gravedigger doesn't begin to fade out of existence, I think we're going to be fine.
No, we're sitting on the beach and we're watching as Paul Revere finishes replacing the radiator on Gravedigger with a beautiful silver radiator. It's gleaming like George Washington's one tooth. Well, fellas, thanks for all your help, he says. We say, no, thank you, Paul Revere. And we hope that someday people remember what you did. And he says, the silver tooth thing? And we go, oh no, the other thing where you warned everybody about the British. And he says, I never did that. I was learning about silver teeth. Oh no, we've done it again.
Oh.
We think to ourselves, we gotta get out of here.
You win some,
We hop
you
in the
lose some.
Gravedigger. Yeah. Back into the Gravedigger. Forward again in time. All the way to the year 1865. April 15th of 1865 to be precise.
Are we going to be taking in a play?
Yes, that's right.
But I love the art.
At Ford's Theater. It's called Our American Cousin.
Does it have monster trucks in it?
It will tonight. They say that the president himself has come to take in a play.
Sunday, Sunday. Our American Cousin meets Gravedigger.
We're just having a cigarette out in the alley. And the director of the play is like, you there? And he's like, huh? Us? And he goes, no, you there. And he points up to Gravedigger. Says, the star of our play just called in sick. Have you ever acted before? And we say, that's a truck.
Yeah, but
I don't care what country he's from. He's my new lead actor.
yeah, and I've got to let him do it. I can't stand in the way of my best bud, getting his big break.
And so we take our seats in the box opposite the United States president. And we watch as our
Is he paying attention
time
to us?
traveling truck.
Is he paying attention to us?
No, all eyes are on Gravedigger as the curtain
As they should be.
parts.
How cool would it be if I could
Gravedigger
blow
just-
Abraham Lincoln a kiss and he caught it? But that's okay.
We could try.
Yeah.
We're just blowing him kisses the
Yeah,
entire
yeah.
time. We're not even watching the play. Our truck, we should be so proud. Our truck is the star of Our American Cousin. But instead, we're just blowing kisses, just trying to get the president to make eye contact.
Too much
with
of
us.
an opportunity. I am going to, of course, tell Gravedigger that he was amazing, and I'm going to throw flowers on the stage and hoot and holler and make a big fuss. But yeah, I'm not paying attention to this shit.
The play is wonderful, and everyone but us, is enraptured. Just stark, silent. No one moves a muscle. No one seems to be breathing until the final curtain. And then thunderous applause. They're like, who is this virtuoso? Who is this new great thespian? We must know his name. But Gravedigger has quietly and modestly slipped out the back, never to be known. Years from now, an aged Abraham Lincoln lies on his deathbed. I have but one regret, Mary Todd. It was that I never got the name of that amazing actor.
Mm-hmm.
The one with very large black round shoes.
With the words Gravedigger painted along his flanks.
If only I could crack the case. The mysterious actor with Gravedigger painted on his sides.
But pity poor John Wilkes Booth, who sat in awed wonder and terrible pain as he saw the one actor who could outact him, the greatest American thespian of his time. It's a true Amadeus moment. Ruined him. It's a shame.
And we're jumping back into the Gravedigger. And up and away we go. Forward again through time.
Before we reach our destination, I'd like to ask you a question.
Okay.
Who do you think is better at following stage directions, Gravedigger or Snagglepuss?
Clearly, Gravedigger.
Snagglepuss only likes to do the X.
Snagglepuss. He just, sometimes you're supposed to stay. Deliver a monologue. All he does is exit.
Sometimes you have to not just read between the lines, but read the lines that are in the play, Snagglepuss. I mean, everybody loves the stage directions, but there is an implicit direction that you stand still and deliver those lines. Like Gravedigger.
And so we turn the time knob that we didn't mention until now on the dashboard of Gravedigger. And it's forward again. Forward all the way to June of 1944. A desolate beach in Normandy, littered with razor wire and landmines. On the horizon, a fleet of small, box-like boats creeping into the beach. It's the D-Day invasion. And we're on the beach doing bitchin' donuts.
Just trying to do our all to inspire our troops.
We're running up and down that beach. We got a 20-foot American flag flying out the back. It's got the wrong number of stars because Hawaii hasn't become a state yet. But everyone just assumes that it's to honor Hawaii because of what the Japanese did to them. Yeah, let's do it, says a guy from Brooklyn, who everyone calls Brooklyn. We're gonna do it for old Lady Liberty. He's immediately mowed down by German machine gun fire.
Gone but not forgotten.
Gravedigger.
We'll dig him a grave. It's easy in the sand.
Gravedigger gets to work. Digging graves for all those brave boys named Brooklyn. There's one guy named Oklahoma.
Where's he from?
Nobody's sure where he's from. It's a mystery. Maybe Brooklyn, we're not sure. Suddenly, a hail of gunfire from a German pillbox rips through Gravedigger's massive tires. We're down.
I think we're gonna have to.
We duck down inside Gravedigger.
We're gonna have to put the donut on. Which, in the disparity of size, we might only be capable of doing donuts on a donut. It's gonna list pretty heavily to the side.
Yeah, it's just one real small tire. It's smaller than a normal tire. This doesn't look good. But then we see it. It's Tom Hanks. It's Tom Hanks and Vin Diesel. They're here and they're looking for a man named Private Ryan.
Is this the real Private Ryan?
It is.
Because when Tom Hanks makes a film, it has to happen in real life, too.
Yes,
Saving
Tom
Private
Hanks.
Ryan was a promise. Big was a promise.
When he made that movie, he said, I promise that I'm going to save your son, Mrs. Ryan. And he was so in character that he spent the rest of his life trying to invent a time machine so that he could go back to the real D-Day and really save Private Ryan for real.
Just like George Washington and his one silver tooth, Tom Hanks cannot tell a lie.
That's right. And so he did, and he's here. It's an older, silver-haired Tom Hanks, not the one you're familiar with. Vin Diesel looks the same, though. And you think to yourself, I guess Vin Diesel's always looked exactly the same. It's weird.
It's true.
They're both immediately mowed down in a hail of German gunfire.
Well, as much as I love Gravedigger, do you think it would be possible for us to steal Tom and Vin's ride?
Okay. It's an amphibious landing craft.
Okay.
They were trying to blend in. And so we get into our amphibious landing craft. Up and away.
Oh,
It's
this amphibious.
It's trifibious.
Okay.
So we float up. It goes straight up like a hot air balloon. We realize there's no real steering mechanism. Just away we go. We wave goodbye to all those brave boys on the beaches.
And my concern has nothing to do with the loss of American soldiers. My worry is that this trifibious landing craft might not fit in my time garage. I might need a bigger time garage.
Oh, all right. Well, we'll have to figure that out along the way, I suppose.
Yeah, I think we might have to have like a annex added into the time garage, because I'd also like to go back and pick up Gravedigger and do some repairs. But it's gonna work out fine. We did a good job of hiding Gravedigger in a giant sand castle that'll probably stick around for a long time.
And now we're moving forward in time again. As we travel, we hear the echoes of history moving forward and back. It sounds like a rhythmic thumping.
Are most of the echoes of history just people saying hello and not being able to think of anything else to say when they're at a natural echo point?
Mm-hmm. They're saying echo a lot too.
Yeah.
You hear someone faintly say, "Luke, I am your father." You say, that's not an echo. There's no echo on that voice. He doesn't seem to care. And you wonder if you'd be happier if you were as stupid as that guy. Bet he doesn't overthink everything. You think to yourself.
Yeah. At one point in my life, I knew a guy who looked a lot like the skipper from Gilligan's Island. And he really leaned into it, and he kind of dressed like the skipper from Gilligan's Island. And
calling everybody little buddy.
He did.
Oh.
And
then one day, did he get hit on the head with a coconut and think he was Elvis?
He did. But, I tended to enjoy this weird man's company, but he was a customer at a store that I worked in. And as soon as he would leave, all of my coworkers would say, "That motherfucker is dumb. Fuck him." And I was just the only one that was ever happy to see this goofy Alan Hale lookalike, who was very happy to be a goofy Alan Hale lookalike. So, stupid is as stupid does.
Now our new trifibious time vehicle is coming down through the clouds, and we hear the echoes of time pulsing. It's getting stronger. It sounds like and we look at the clock, the time dial on the dashboard. It's July of 1986. Through the mist, we spy Wembley Stadium. The stomping and clapping continues as a mustachioed gentleman in a pair of white striped jeans and a yellow leather jacket takes the stage. It's Freddie Mercury in his iconic performance. He's starts in with all the buddy, you're a big boy, playing in the street, gonna be a big man someday stuff. People are losing their minds all around you, just screaming, they're crying. We've never heard a song about some guys who are gonna fight. They'll mess you up. And then they've got something to say about being champions. We've never heard anyone be so triumphant before. Grown men are weeping. Elderly women are throwing their bras onto the stage.
Yeah.
And we're
Some
landing
people are
here.
farting and throwing up at the same time. Their bodies just don't know how to handle it.
It is buck wild, to say the least. And Brian May, he's doing these guitar solos. People were like, what? The amphibious landing craft lands right on the stage, right next to the drum set. And the big front ramp drops down, and out we stumble. Leonardo da Vinci, he's sitting there, he's still on his iPad.
He's such a good boy, you know. Sometimes I think we should spend more time with Leonardo da Vinci. He's growing up so fast.
He likes the sound of the rock and roll music is so it entrances him. He looks up.
He's really getting into it.
He's so into it. He pushes us out of the way, and he runs out on the stage. He takes the guitar from Brian May. Brian May recognizes Leonardo da Vinci, and he bows and hands him the guitar. And Leonardo da Vinci takes the guitar, and he begins to solo like a virtuoso, smoke pouring from his fingertips. The audience has gone crazy. Brian May walks away, bested, but in awe. He'll never play the guitar again. And so Leonardo da Vinci becomes the guitarist for Queen. He has the idea to incorporate several of his inventions into the band. They start, Freddie Mercury starts coming out with an extra set of arms and legs in a big wheel, just rolls out on stage naked like that. They hire Mona Lisa.
I feel bad for Brian May. Would it be possible for Leonardo to build him an electric glockenspiel or something?
Maybe we just take Brian May with us in the time.
Yeah.
In the time.
He can come on the Triphibius landing boat.
As we're taking off, we hear, as over the sound of Leonardo da Vinci just shredding away on that guitar, we hear him say to himself, if there's ever a terrible virus, I'll just invent a cure. Farewell.
Goodbye. Well, I gotta say that I think that this was a very successful time jump. You know, a lot of things have gone wrong. We monkeyed with some things we maybe shouldn't have monkeyed with, but I think Leonardo's gonna save our bacon.
Yeah, seems like...
I'm glad we kicked Snagglepuss out and took him with us.
Yeah. And so now, it's time to return. We set the clock back again, but turn the time dial in our Triphibius landing craft to the year 2021. And we fly in slowly. There it is, home sweet home, the good old US of A. just the way we remember it. We fly over the Grand Canyon, take a quick duck under the St. Louis Arch, skim atop snow-capped peaks of the Appalachian mountain range, up through New England, taking the time to steer and go all the long way around so that we don't cross over Baltimore before landing in the greatest city in the world, Washington, D.C., America. Single tear trickles down my cheek. Brian May doesn't seem to get what all the fuss is about.
He refuses to put his hand over his heart. Very disrespectful, Brian.
Our amphibious time
Look the
craft
other way.
makes a perfect 3-point landing in the reflecting pool of the Washington Monument. Its famous one silver block representing George Washington's famous one silver tooth
Yes.
gleams in the moonlight. We're home, we say as we run out into the shallow waters of the reflecting pool. We're home. But then, as we look back behind us, we notice something is amiss. The famous Lincoln Memorial Building sits there.
We climb the steps.
As we climb the steps, something in the shadows beyond the pillars seems not quite right. We see a massive limestone throne, but upon it sits no bearded statesman, no stovepipe hat, no weird mole right on the crease of his face. No. Engraved there beneath the feet of the great stone figure, exit stage left. It's Snagglepuss. Addendum: Leonardo da Vinci overdosed on drugs in 1988 and never succeeded in inventing anything.
Well, that really backfired on us.
It always does, but I hope that it's time now to start to wake up from your nap.
But I don't want to wake up. I don't want to eat my car oatmeal. I want to stay in the time garage with all of my friends and not have to deal with the loss of Gravedigger. He's not coming back, is he?
No, he's not, and so
is good of a vehicle as the Trifibious landing craft is. It can't do donuts. It can't douche people with mud.
a single tear runs
Now
down
you're
our
telling me
cheeks
it's time
again.
to wake up? And now I have to wake up? It doesn't seem fair.
We walk through the rain down the sidewalk of Wisconsin Avenue in Washington, D.C., mourning the loss of our friend Gravedigger. Why would we leave him behind like that? Why? As we pass the National
We didn't even
Cathedral
dig him a
building,
grave.
The bells peal out from the tower of the Washington National Cathedral, and we turn our heads to look at the bell tower. And there, upon a cross, the gravedigger.
Oh, man.
That's right. Everyone worships gravedigger in this timeline.
Cool. I think that getting the stigmata would be a lot cooler than it used to be.
Everyone inside the cathedral is taking the Holy Sacrament. As the priest says, "Take this. This is my dust that you shall eat."
And then they take a little sip of gasoline.
No, it's a little piece of shredded rubber.
Oh.
And
That's
then they
his
have
body,
a little,
right?
That's his
hard body.
Yeah, you eat his dust, and then everyone passes around a rag soaked in gasoline, and you all get a little whiff of it. And on Ash Wednesday, you all get your face blasted with coal from the exhaust pipe. All right. And our journey has come to an end. Good morning.
Yeah. Wake up, sleepyhead.
Come
It's
on.
time to go.
Come on. You aren't in your
You gotta
car.
wake up.
Don't worry. You didn't fall asleep in the car.
No.
You didn't leave the garage door shut. That was just a weird dream.
Yeah. I know you don't remember, but you're home now.
Yeah. Listen, some of the stuff that you dreamt about, you should write down, because you're not going to remember it like an hour from now. And it was bonkers. I don't know how to end this.
Yeah.
Folks, it's done.
Finito. Completo.
Thank you for listening. I'm Nathan P. Woodard.
I'm Andrew James Estes.
Good morning.